and good morning students. In today's class we are going to discuss about what are different types of thermometer and their function, how to use this, and what are the precautions we need to take before using this thermometer. In this chapter it is our third class, and so far we have discussed about what are thermometers in the last class and how to convert from Celsius scale to Fahrenheit scale and from Fahrenheit to Celsius scale. In the due time, I will also give you some more numerical problems on the same topic. But as of now, today we'll discuss about different types of thermometer, okay, and how these are functioning, different use of that, okay. So we know basically there are two types of thermometer. One is laboratory thermometer, another one is clinical thermometer. Just by listening the name, we can get a clear idea about their function, right? There are two types of thermometer. I am repeating again. There are two types of thermometer, okay? The first type is laboratory thermometer and the next type is clinical thermometer. So what is a laboratory thermometer? The thermometer which people use in the laboratory. Laboratory means different labs. For example, your school lab, different college lab, university lab, different pathological lab, different other research lab, okay. These all thermometers are known as laboratory thermometers, which are used in genuine labs. Next is clinical thermometer. What is clinical thermometer? The thermometer which is used for clinical purpose. For example, if you feel fever, what you will do? You will visit a doctor or a clinic. So what the pharmacist or a doctor will do? He will check your fever with the help of a thermometer. So this type of thermometer is known as clinical thermometer, okay. So basically there are two types of thermometer. We'll read in detail, but from name we can get a clear idea about how they work, different function of this, okay. So first we'll discuss about laboratory thermometer, okay. Laboratory thermometer. A laboratory thermometer in figure 4.3, okay, this figure used in laboratories for measuring temperature while performing experiments. So they're telling this when we will use this thermometer. For example, in your school science lab, you are doing an experiment and you want to measure the temperature of water, okay. You want to measure the temperature of hot water. So how we will measure? Obviously, to measure temperature, we know we use thermometer, okay. So to measure the temperature of that water, we will use thermometer. So those thermometer which we will use in laboratories are known as laboratory thermometer. Look at the diagram just to get a clear idea. This diagram has some certain specified points, okay. For example, mercury thread. This diagram where this leveling will be done, it will be done on a mercury thread, okay. Then glass bulb containing mercury. Below this one, in one side of this thermometer, there will be one mercury bulb, glass bulb, okay. Next, this body will be known as its stem, okay, and this inside pipe will be known as capillary tube. These are different scientific terms you need to remember. Although all these terms have certain meaning, but for your class 7 purpose, just remember the terms, okay. In higher class I will explain what is capillary tube in coming chapters, okay. Then reading 25 degrees centigrade, that means they are showing you that this point is showing 25, this is 40, okay, this is 70. In this way it is having 0 to minus 10 to 110. That means basically it is having from 0 to 100. So tell me which scale has 0 to 100. In last few class we read about thermometer several times. We know there are two types of scale in general we use. Generally there are three, but we use two. One is Fahrenheit, another one is Celsius scale. In Celsius scale it ranges from 0 to 100 degrees centigrade. That means this thermometer is a Celsius scale thermometer, okay. let's proceed to next. It consists of a very fine capillary tube. Okay, we have seen there will be a capillary tube, very fine capillary tube inside it, protected by a thick glass tube called the stem. The tube is protected by a thick covering of glass that is known as stem. That is a cover, outer cover, stem of the thermometer. Okay, the lower end of the capillary tube is converted into a glass bulb filled with mercury, and the upper end of the tube is sealed. They are telling this stem, there is a tube, will have two ends. Obviously the upper end will be sealed, that means this part will be sealed, and lower end will be closed with a mercury valve. Mercury is a metal, okay, remember. Then covered. Okay, the stem is marked in degree centigrade or Fahrenheit. The stem will be marked as which scale it is, either it is a centigrade scale or Celsius scale or Fahrenheit scale. It will be marked over there, either C degree or degree F, in this way. The commonly used laboratory thermometer have range from -0 degree to 110 degree centigrade. Upper fixed point is 110 degree centigrade and lower fixed point is -10 degree centigrade. They are telling this in general, whatever thermometer we use in laboratories, if it is of Celsius scale, it will start from -10 degree and it will range from 110 degree. That means the lower point will be -10 and the higher point will be 110. Okay, moving to the next. When the thermometer is in constant contact with a hot object, the mercury in the capillary tube expands and rises up. Okay, now they are explaining how this temperature is measured. Okay, how this practically happens. So what will happen if you want to measure hot water? Okay, for example, in this container we have hot water, we have hot water. So whenever you will dip this mercury, this thermometer, this mercury end in the hot water, what will happen? This mercury, when it will come with the water, it will show some reaction. If it is hot water, then it will expand. If it is in cold water, then it will expansion will not be there. Okay, it will contract. So in this is the process that when the mercury comes in contact with hot water, what will happen? Mercury will expand. That means the size of this will expand and it will raise in this direction. So the temperature of the water will increase. For example, earlier it was 0 degree normal case. Okay, now it will raise up to 70 degree, 80 degree, 100 degree based upon the temperature. When the thermometer is contacted with a cold object, the mercury of the capillary tube contracts, okay, and falls down. The reverse will happen if the water is cold. Now the water is not hot, forget about this. Now the water is cold. This is not the water. What will happen? The reverse will happen. When the cold water will react with the come in touch with the mercury will contract. That means the size of the mercury will decrease and it will come down from the line. Okay, so in this way temperature ranges that moves in the thermometer. It is because of the heat that causes expansion of or contraction. That means heat is causing the expansion or contraction of the mercury. In case of hot, what will happen? It will expand, the temperature will go up. But in case of cold, what will happen? The temperature will go down, it will contract. Okay, so this is all about your clinical thermometer. Sorry, this is your all about your laboratory thermometer. Now we will discuss about clinical thermometer. What is your clinical thermometer? The laboratory thermometer cannot be used to measure the human body temperature. The thermometer which you are using in the laboratory, for example in a school laboratory, in research laboratory, different research laboratories, that cannot be used for measuring our body temperature. Okay, if you feel fever, you cannot use the thermometer, you need a clinical thermometer. Okay, as soon as you take out the bulb of the laboratory thermometer out of your mouth, the level of mercury starts falling due to its contact with air. Okay, so what will happen in normal condition? If you take the mercury outside, what will happen? It will react with the outside air and it will show some consequences in the subsequent. What will happen subsequently? The thermometer will be damaged. So what happens in this case? So we need a thermometer which is covered with glass. The mercury part will be covered with glass. Not everything will be same. Just this part will be covered with the glass. We'll read in detail. Okay. Thus, it can give a wrong reading. So, in case of if you use a clinical thermometer in our I'm coming again. If you use the laboratory thermometer for measuring our body temperature, it will give us wrong reading. Okay. So to measure the body temperature, you need a thermometer which is mercury level does not fall even when the thermometer is taken out from the mouth. That means we need a thermometer which will not react with the outside air if you take it outside the mouth. Okay, that means the change of temperature will not affect the mercury. We need a different type of thermometer now. Thus, a clinical thermometer is used to measure the temperature of the human body. So to measure the temperature of human body, we need a clinical thermometer. So if the question comes, why we need a clinical thermometer? Your answer should be the normal laboratory thermometer. If we take out this from our mouth, what will happen? It will react with the outside air and the mercury will show some subsequent changes and the reading will give false reading. So we need a thermometer in which the mercury will not react with the outside air if we take it out from our mouth. Okay, it cannot be used to measure the temperature of any object other than human body, but the clinical thermometer is used only for measuring the temperature of human body. You cannot use it for other purpose. Okay, the thermometer which doctors have or the pharmacists have, it is used only for human beings, not for any other things. Okay, the construction of clinical thermometer is same as that of laboratory thermometer. The telling this overall construction of this clinical thermometer is exactly same. For example, stem, capillary tube, mercury level, okay, normal body temperature 37 degrees centigrade, thermometer bulb with filled mercury. Everything is same as it is with your normal laboratory thermometer. Okay, the only difference is that there is slight bend in the stem just above the bulb. So above the bulb there will be slight bend. That means look at this part. Okay, it will be slightly bent over the stem. Okay, the bend kink. Okay, kink. The bend is known as kink. Look at this part. Okay, this is not normal. This is a bend. Okay, it is known as kink. Okay, prevents the movement of mercury back into the bulb when the temperature is taken out of the person mouth. So with the change of the temperature, what happens? In normal case, normal laboratory thermometer, the mercury travels very fast from high to low temperature and it destroys. But in this case, this band is preventing the fast movement. If you take out it from your mouth, inside your mouth the temperature is different, outside mouth temperature is different. So the fast movement of mercury from high to low temperature, low to high temperature is prevented by this bent over here, which is known as kink. Okay, the clinical thermometer has range from 35 degrees centigrade to 40 degrees centigrade, lower fixed point and upper fixed point, because temperature of a human body never goes beyond these limits. The normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees centigrade or 98.6 degrees centigrade. They are telling this, the temperature of human body will never go in general is from 37 degrees centigrade in general, or it is 98.6 degree Fahrenheit, the normal body temperature without fever. So they are giving you the temperature reading from in a thermometer 35 degrees centigrade to 40 degrees centigrade. That means it will start from 35 over here, it will end up to 42 over here. Okay, so this is the range. In the earlier laboratory it was minus 10 degree to 110 degree. And in this case it is 35 to 40 degrees centigrade. Remember this value, these are very important for your exam point of view. Next is how to use a clinical thermometer. Some people, some educated people or some people who generally need these things, what they do, they buy thermometer and keep it at home. So you need to learn how to use this, right? So today we'll learn how to use a thermometer. First, note the temperature difference indicated between two consecutive marks. Also note down the number of divisions between these marks. Suppose the temperature. Okay, so first what you need to do, you need to identify the temperature difference. For example, in this this is thermometer and here are 10 marks. Okay, this is 5, this is 10. This, so that means in between this there are 5 marks, 6, 7, 8, 9 in this way. So you need to learn properly that how many differences are there, so that you can say properly. For example, there are two thermometers in which here is 1 2 divisions are there, one is 1, one is 2. But at the same time in another shop one thermometer is there where it is give you 5 and 10. That means here the difference is 5, here the difference is 1. Okay, so it is normal case. If you measure with this and someone asks what is the temperature range, you can say 1 to 3 4. But here from 5 to 10 there are in between 5 marks, so you need to know in detail how many marks are there, so that you can give accurate reading. It is exactly like reading a watch. If you have a watch, someone asks you to see the time, if it is between 5 and 4, the point is between 5 and 4. For example, you are watching a watch and it is the point is between 5 and 4. You cannot say 5 or you cannot say 4. You have to say 4:30. What is the time? 4:30, 4:35. Exactly, you have to see the correct time. In this thermometer also you have to say the exact thing, because 1 degree change will lead to certain problems. 37 is the normal. If you have 36, it is not normal. So 1 change is very important. Next, wash the thermometer before use, preferably with an antiseptic solution, and dry it using cotton stuff. That means before using a thermometer you have to clean it. Okay, you have to wash it with some antiseptic solution. That means some solution, chemical solution, after treating with which it will not affected with any other microorganisms. And you have to dry the thermometer with cottons. Hold the thermometer firmly and give it a few jerks to bring the level of mercury below 35 degrees centigrade. What happens in normal case, that mercury in the thermometer may travel from high up and down. Okay, so what you need to do, you have to jerk it 2 or 3 times before using it. Probably you've seen it in the pharmacy. The pharmacist jerks the thermometer before using to lower the level of mercury to its lowest point, that is 35 degree centigrade. Celsius. Place the bulb of the thermometer under your tongue for about 2 minutes. In case of a child, place it below the armpit, and not in the mouth. Okay, what they're saying there, if you are an adult, that means if you are mature enough, then you have to place it in your tongue, for about 2 minutes, which end the bulb end, in which the side where the mercury is present, for 2 minutes. And in case of kids, the child, what you to do, you have to give it in the armpit position, not in the mouth. After 2 minutes, take out the thermometer and read it the mercury level of the thermometer by holding it horizontally in the line of straight. This will give you the body temperature of degree centigrade. Sometimes what they're telling is, after 2 minutes you need to take out the thermometer from the mouth and see how she is looking. You have to look it in horizontal position, and then you can find the temperature, body temperature. So this is the overall way how you can use a clinical thermometer in home. Next, some precautions you to observe while reading a thermometer. So while reading thermometer, that means after your experiment is done, you have to check the temperature. Now you have to see what is the body temperature, the last point. So you need to take some precautions. These are very important. The first is, you have to wash the thermometer every time before use and after use, because it will be used by several members. First you are using, next your brother, your mother, your father can use, so they can get infected from your disease, right? So after your use you have to wash it, and before use also you have to wash it with any antiseptic solution. Next is, read the thermometer by holding horizontally, so to keep the level of mercury along with the line of straight. So what you have to do, you have to keep the thermometer horizontally while reading the value. Just now I have to explain these things with the photograph. Handle the thermometer with care. If it hits against some hard object, it can break. So as it is made up of glass, thermometer is made of glass, you have to take care of it whenever you are using it. Take care and don't let it break. Don't hold the thermometer by the bulb while holding it. So always keep on the middle, or always hold on the middle. Do not touch on the bulb end whenever you are using it or touching it. Do not dip the thermometer in boiling water, as it will break the bulb. So never dip the thermometer in boiling water, because boiling water is too hot and it is made up of glass, and mercury is also there, so reaction will occur and it will be ultimately it will break. Okay, so don't treat it with too much hot water. Avoid keeping it in thermometer sunlight or near a flame or it may break. So as it is made up of glass and it has mercury inside, and we know mercury can react with high temperature when temperature gets high. So don't keep it outside in the sun or in near any flame. Okay, so if you do so, nothing will happen. Your money will be wasted, your thermometer will break, and according to if someone is sitting near it, if the glass burst, someone can get some injury also. So these are some of the precautions you need to take care, okay, while using a thermometer. So this is all about thermometer. Now some more information. These are additional information, but these are very important for your exam point of view. Who invented thermometer? In 1714, okay, Sir Gabriel Fahrenheit invented the first mercury thermometer. So from the last 20 minutes we are telling you mercury. Who invented this mercury thermometer? Sir Gabriel Fahrenheit invented first this mercury thermometer, okay, in 1714. Mercury thermometer needs utmost care. Okay, mercury is a toxic substance. Okay, this is very important. The thermometer contains the metal mercury, but I think very less of you know that mercury is very much poisonous. There are some renowned stories of mercury disasters. Okay, thousands of people died due to this miscare of this mercury. So, okay, so mercury is very poisonous, so you need to take care of this thermometer. If you have a thermometer in your home, do not just play with it. Okay, you need to take care before keeping it. So nowadays digital thermometers are also there, which are very effective. Now no one uses this glass thermometer, most of the people use these digital thermometers. An alcohol thermometer is cheaper, less harmful, and can measure even low temperatures than mercury. So there are other types of thermometer also other than mercury. These are known as alcohol thermometer. These are less cheaper and they have some less harmful, because mercury is a harmful chemical, alcohol is not that harmful. Okay, so because in sanitizers everyone uses alcohol, so it is not that harmful, so you can prefer that also. But in general no one uses this alcohol thermometer. Everyone uses the general mercury thermometer. But I am repeating again, if you have in your home any thermometer, please be serious, don't play with it. It have serious metals inside it, okay, which can lead to death also. So take care of it, read this part at home, and if you have any doubt you can ask me. Thank you, students.